Greetings to everyone, I'm VLJ. Today I will represent you the squad for Command Center 6 until 9, what to make, how to beat your enemies, what items your infantrymen or chemists or snipers, rangers will need. So let's check one of the squads that I just searched for a long time, and is one of the strongest squads for these days in the Command Center 7 level. Let's begin from the Infantryman. He has a metal core machete that he has possibility to restore the health. The main problem on this Command Center is a tank who has to survive for as long as it's possible. The tank he needs the maximum type of HP restore. So as you see, here is a metal core machete. It restores health, it makes a teleport plus some deal splash damage, and as you see, he has a prototype that owner gets a shield that will absorb some of the damage that he will take. This is one of the best weapons for this type of infantryman. It will help you to survive, make damage lower from the enemy team. Let's go to the armor. It's Blow Your Speaker's armor, one of the most standard armors which is the best in this type. You can find it in the helicopter. So, as you see, this prototype is standard, this Schlemm, and it gives you invulnerability plus max health restore and stun to the enemies around you for 2 seconds. Also, one of the standard items for a tank for this command center is a backup battery device. It will restore the health of your tank every time when it will go on the low HP, but not too often, of course. But if the cast or the chance to restore the life will go from armor or for device, it will give some time to your tank to survive. As you see, again, he gave one of the best prototypes to his tank. It gives shield, also it gives damage to the enemy team when the shield will expire. So then, military decoration bracelet, it's also standard. It gives you a shield for 2 seconds of the half of your tank HP, one of the best bracelets. You can find it in the helicopter, same as the device. Also, you can check the prototype, and it gives once in a while a unit reduces the chemistry knowledge of the all enemy. It's a debuff, enhances its own damage, and it's cool. Also, one of the best legendary multipurpose weapon is last time pyrotechnics kit. It stuns 3 random enemies, gives a chemical damage. Also, there is bonus damage that all allies make. Then this prototype triangle, it will steal 25% of the health of the enemy who has the greatest health, and adds 50% of the value to all allies. It's like a healing for your team, and it lasts for 5 seconds. It's really cool. Also, let's check the electric field kit. This is a kit for tank, and the one main option that it gives, it's frozen of your enemy, one of the enemy, random enemy, will be freezed for 2 seconds, and their cooldown of gear and multipurpose weapon will increase. It's very good. It gives a huge debuff, and these infantryman is not only the tank, he also heals for some count, and also he can stand as long as it's possible. Also, let's check the talent. He has the endurance that for 3 seconds these warrior can't be stand or slow down. So on the command center 6 to 9, you can play with one infantryman. You don't need 2 or 3 when some people are making. In fact, 1 is absolutely enough. Let's go to the chemists. So I know this grenade. It's one of the most popular grenade. It's a steam screen grenade, and these prototypes, it gives the best option to this grenade. It gives a huge damage to the enemy, and also it gives a shock to them, and they can't use their weapon options and the parameters, so it's cool. You have to buy it from helicopter. Let's go to the overdrive suit. It's healing, so overdrive suit is very cool. Also the hard rock music concert Chemist armor is also good. When your chemist will die, he will resurrect one of your team members, so it's the second one that you can use. So this overdrive suit, as you see, one of the best prototypes in it, and restores health of 2 random allies for 4 seconds. Then bodyguard multipurpose weapon. This is the best again multipurpose weapon on these command centers. It will block 3 damage for your allies, and this shield will last for 5 seconds. It's absolutely enough to block 3 times of damage, and the damage done by the units is highest by 45%. Well, it's really cool. So also one of the prototypes that you will need to get on these, it gives him a possibility to survive for a very long time, and it blocks 72,000 physical damage. Yes, shield star lasts for 3 seconds, but it's very cool for chemists to survive for this time. Then outstanding intelligence device. Once in a while, the unit has 33,600 health restored and remove the debuff from themselves. Very good devices. Also, you can take a clearing the cache. You can check dynamite prototype in it, and it gives a ricochet to the enemies. It will go 5 times, and it gives damage, stun, and other things. The bracelet, once in a while, when enemies use reanimation, all enemy rangers will take 36 pure damage, and also if there won't be the rangers, it will be chemists who will receive this damage. If there is no chemists, this damage will be dealt to infantryman. Well, this bracelet, even I on Command Center 11 use this bracelet. It's really very cool, and every person need this. Unfortunately, it's not presented in the helicopter for this moment. It was about 5 events ago, and if you don't have these, you can get some of the last events where you dealt the damage and then to the enemy team, and it gives a shield to your warrior. So Here is one of the prototypes that is used, one of the best. Once in a while, all enemy chemists have their chemistry knowledge reduced by 25. As you remember, even his tank, this person's tank, makes the chemistry knowledge reduction by 10%. Also, these makes reduction of 25. So in summary, there's already 35 percent of chemistry knowledge reducing. And at that time, all damage that is dealt, chemist damage that is dealt by these chemists is enhanced by 25% on all the enemy team. Let's check the kit. It's chameleon field kit. This is one of the best kits. It gives you a shield with absorption of 96,000 damage for 5 seconds, and also at the time unit restores health. So if your chemist will have a very low HP and he will be granted with a shield and he will restore the health, will survive for 5 seconds, so minimum about 7 or 8 seconds it will have a bonus time to survive. At that time he will make a lot of damage with this grenade. This is the top grenade now for this moment. Let's go to the the talent. It's punctuality. It will be needed for duelists. He has 2 rangers. We will speak about it a little bit later. Another chemist. Let's check it out. It's a deathly firecracker bomb. This you can get from a helicopter. Why the people use it? It has a possibility to kill instantly the enemy warrior, chemist, infantryman, or ranger. So also you can check the prototype. When these chemists attack, he has a chance to deal a fear for 2 seconds. It's very good. It can be unbuffed from your character, and it deals an additional damage with small radius. It's very cool, very nice bomb, one of the top bombs. On the server there's 1 or 2 additional bombs, top bombs that can be used, but on these type of command center it's absolutely enough for you to use this bomb. Later, size XL armor. Nowadays it's not presented in the helicopter, but it was about 7, if I'm not mistaken, events ago, with some market strategy or something like that it was called. So as you see here, you can see the chemist armor, and here is infantryman armor. Why? This chemist is not only killing the enemy with his bomb. Also, he has a hitting station that restores 12% of the max health, and also it reanimates your ally with 12% of health, and they get shield that will block 2 attacks. It's one of the best multi-purpose weapon, this hitting station. So why size XL armor? And these will grant a shield that will absorb 48 damage. So as you see, the chemist must survive as long as it's possible, because one chemist make damage, the second is resurrecting your team's members, and also all incoming health are increased. So as you see, one more time, health increasing and else. Let's go to the device. Once in a while, the device owner becomes resistant to burning and healing rate reduction for 5 seconds and gets a shield that absorbs 21,600 damage. So I won't say that it's top. This time there's some other better. There's Medusa, for example, that gives some additional power to your Chemist. There's also a device that I will show you a little bit later, that gives a shield that will block more damage, and I think that it's not the best, but one of the best decisions to resist the burning and resist the healing rate reduction. So as you may see, there's a prototype of purple lamp. So if the health will go down, it will restore 36,000 of health of your chemist, and physical damage and chemical defense will, I will say physical defense and chemical defense will increase for 50% for almost 2 seconds. It's very good item for this prototype. And navigator bracelet, one of the most popular these days. I said about that before for another chemist, that as you see, it gives a chemical damage to enemy, and for every enemy who is dealt with this damage, your character will receive some shield with 7,200 damage absorption. And one of the best prototypes, it increases the healing options of your chemist. The desert field kit, it's the standard kit that you can get. In fact, the unit has a 30% chance to deal an extra 31,200 damage that ignores the target defense. It's cool to make the maximum damage to the tank, kill the enemy tank, and then just rape the whole enemy team. Because this chemist is not going to make big damage to the enemy team. Let's go to the Rangers. Hacking attack rifle, top for these days rifle, and you have to use it. It's 100% that you have to use, and standard prototype that will deal some additional damage and poisonous damage to the enemies. Alpha Thog gear, it increases your ranger's damage. It's cool, and standard prototype for this armor that it enhances their own damage for a huge amount, plus max health increasing, and it's cool. It can be increased about 7 times. It's very huge amount for these level, because a tank, very good tank, has about 100,000 HP, and your ranger has 14,000, and if you will pay attention to the damage that these ranger makes, if you will count, it will make about 35,000 damage when all the countings at times of max will be by these alpha gear, and it's about 3 times he will shoot. But don't forget, this damage will be dissolved to the 2 characters, but anyway it's very huge damage, and this ranger will kill enemy tank very fast. Also he has a spearhead that will revive your ranger 3 times. It's cool, and standard prototype that will give you a small health restoration, but for 5 seconds enemy can't choose him as a target for attack. It's cool. Device, once in a while a smoke screen. Smoke screen. This is a device that is used even on 11 command center. It gives you a possibility not to be attacked by enemy ranger or chemist. When own health is critical low, he has 50% over 6% to reflect 235% of the damage taken back to the all enemy. So I don't think that this is the best prototype. Yes, this is good for making damage, but I think something for health or shield or something for save is much more better in this time. Killer Logbook bracelet. It's one of the best on this command center. It increases damage of your ranger, and the standard prototype of the flash this time, when the weapon will basically target 4 quick attacks. Yes, it gives about a little bit lower damage, but don't forget this is 4 attacks that will be very fastly, and also it will call the electricity worshipper on the battleground that will help you to beat the enemy. One of the best field kits, it's camouflage, that gives a shield that blocks 3 any attack. Let's go to another ranger. This is a machine gun, also one more top rifles in the game that is just not so popular on the 11 command center any longer because of Archnet, but some people are still using it on the reptile. But anyway, let's go to our low command centers. This weapon is making the great damage and fast damage. It's faster than any other rifles, and the standard prototype on it enhances 3 attacks and has attacks with 30 more damage, and each attack has a 50% chance of preventing the target from using its multi-purpose ability for 3 times. So this gun will block your opponent's multi-purpose weapon. It's cool. Combat astronaut armor, it's one of the best. When it receives damage, it collects, and then you will be able to reanimate your character. It's top. I'm using it on the 11 command center. It's cool and good. You can check it on the helicopter. Also, one of the standard prototypes that will increase the health of your character. And as you see, it's infantry on ranger. Again, it will give you additional possibility to survive. As you see, the talent is intangibility. He will ignore damage for 4 seconds. One of the most top and imba multi-purpose weapon, and I think it must be nerfed in the future. It freezes 3 enemies with highest damage. They can't move. You deal more damage to them, and also it gives a chemical damage to the enemy team. Very good prototype for these type of character. 3 stars, attack the deal more than 150%. Also 4 attacks will have a more extra damage chance to give to enemy. High quality loot device. This is not presented in the helicopter. It was about 4 or 5 events ago. Every time any unit is killed, he will increase max health and his damage for 7 seconds. It will be stack up for 3 seconds. This device I use for Headhunter on Command Center 11. It's good. And you see the water prototype on this. It's when taking damage has a 40% of accumulating the damage taken and then to restore. So as you see, it has 2 this character has 2 items for accumulating of damage. One is reanimating him, and one is restoring him an HP. The Blizzard Tamer bracelet, once in a while the unit deals 36 pure damage, and it's cool, and freezes enemy for 1 and 5 seconds. So if his tank will die, and Chemist also, and the damage will go to his ranger, he will be able to deal some additional damage in this time, and plus he will freeze the enemy character, so he will have a time to kill him. And this prototype is not very popular for Rangers, but on Command Center 11, not 7 or 8 or 9, it's good. Yes, he sacrifices 10% of its own health, but he deals some damage to all enemies. So he deals damage to Chemists, that is the most important. They won't make the damage, and Rangers also. And invisibility field kit, once in a while the unit damage is increased by 50% for 5 seconds. Also during this time the incoming damage is reduced for 25%. It's one of the best kits for Rangers, of course. It gives some additional damage, it reduces damage, so your Ranger will have time to restore. Also, let's check some another characters in my alliance. I can show you one of them, what you can use, for example, not from donation, the multi-purpose weapon. So one of the best, again, it's Spearheart. You can find it in the helicopter. The Spark, it gives some additional damage and teleportation to your Ranger. It's really cool. Azimuth, also you can use this bracelet. It increases the attack speed of your Ranger. It's very cool. Ranging fire device, it's giving restoration of the health device. Also one of the best rifles, one more, is a mechanical shutter assault rifle gun. It kills the enemy Chemist, the priority target. It's cool. Again, we see one of the best multi-purpose weapons here. It's Bodyguard version 3.0 that will block enemy damage. Also, as I already told you, Clear Cache, it takes all the negative effects and you are immune for some time, but also it gives you the possibility to recover or reanimate your character. Then one of the magnetic shields, shackles, I won't say that it's top, so let's continue, don't use it. One of the best for also for tank is vacuum barrier. It gives a barrier that will last for 3 and 2 seconds with this prototype, and he will explode after this. Yes, your character won't receive healing from your Chemists, but or for example for Rangers, if they have some special points that will restore your health. But anyway, this is very good multi-purpose weapon, Winnie Lawrence device. Also, this, as I already told you, one of the best devices that will give you a shield and freezes the enemy. So for this moment I'm finished. I will say that for Chemists with Infantryman armor, I can advise you to use this type of multi-purpose weapon. Just a second, you can check it. Just a moment, sorry. It's a dead chest multi-purpose weapon. Just a moment. This one, March of the Dead Box. You will have to use this prototype on it, so it will restore one of your characters. With the hitting box, it will be 2 multi-purpose weapons that will restore to your warriors. It's really cool and useful for a little command center. For this moment, it's all. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to subscribe, to give a like me, and see you later on the Command Center 11. Good luck.